Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. It is a fantastically hot Friday afternoon, but got a lot to do today, got a lot planned. Let's get down to it. So today we're gonna focus on buttoning up the front of the car here. Got the crash bar, the bumper support, the bumper, fenders, all that good stuff. I did pick up a Mishimoto catch can. We are going to install that. I also picked up a new Hurst Billet Plus shifter. I don't know if I'll get to that today. That may be the next video, but it's there. New cowl panel. Just a bunch of odds and ends. On the way to putting this thing back on the road. I'm hoping to get the majority of it done today. The next video should be on the road. So let's get busy. So we're gonna bolt on the crash bar. On the new core support, I'm assuming most aftermarket core supports will have the same issue. The holes for the bolts that hold the crash bar on are not threaded. So I did have to tap those. I did that off camera. You didn't need to see it, it's boring. So I got those tapped, so the new bolts should just screw right in. Got the crash bar on. Before I do anything else up front, I want to go ahead and install this catch can, simply because I have a whole lot more room around the car, and I won't once I start throwing all that stuff on. These are pretty simple to install from the look of it. The Mishimoto can comes with some clear hose, which I'm not a fan of clear hose, but I'm going to use it for now. All your fittings. And the catch can itself. Not too bad. I've already looked at it. I think I'm going to mount it against the intake bracket. I'm going to mount it somewhat like this, I think. The inlets will come out here. We'll run a piece of hose from here. Hopefully it'll go down under and then up towards the catch cans. I don't want just a big clear hose just going across the engine looking ugly. And then there's going to be another piece obviously connecting something. Oh, connecting the PCV valve that goes into the valve cover. The other one will go there. Has a nice little drain plug. Yeah, not too bad. Cheapest one I could find. I think the Moroso may have been a little cheaper, but this looks better in my opinion. So we're gonna get this installed, and then we'll start throwing on body panels. Okay, so it's obvious that I'm gonna be changing this clear hose with some black line. I think this hose is ugly. And unfortunately, they don't give me enough hose to route it in such a way that I can try and hide it as much as I can. So for the time being, it's gonna go from there to there. And this piece is gonna go from the PCV valve to the tank. We'll change that out down the road, I guess. However, unfortunately, the end of the PCV valve is too small for the hose. And if I leave a little bit of the rubber tubing that was previously on there, it's too big for the hose. So I'm gonna wrap it in some black tape and to the desired thickness that I want. And then I'll clamp it down with a hose clamp. We shouldn't see any leaks. Well, it's in. As I mentioned just a minute ago, these hoses are hideous. It makes me think I got garden hoses in my engine bay. So I will be replacing those with some black, just standard line. Braided hose would sure look nice, but I have nothing else that is braided really, other than the dipstick, under the hood. So until I get some more let's just say some more horsepower. I don't think I need braided line for a catch can, but I will be replacing it with black because those are hideous. So on to the next stage. Progress so far: crash bar, header panel. The fenders are hung. Still working on the gaps. They're not great, honestly, but I have a feeling they're going to be quite large. I don't know. We'll mess with it, but I think we should put the tune on, just because, you know, who doesn't want to tune the car? All right, let's see if it runs. That's annoying. Round two. So I was going to start working on the cowl panel. It was $100 cheaper than the Ford piece that you can get from, well, anywhere, late model Resto, American Muscle, all those places. But this was like 35 bucks from Amazon. It's a two-piece design. I figure for 35 bucks it's worth a shot. Well, I'm not going to use it. It's junk. I wasn't too worried about the two-piece design. I was just going to, you know, glue that together and make that look pretty good. However, the seals that came with it were on with some cheap, very cheap double-sided tape that has already fallen off just from sitting in the garage. When you interlock the two pieces, they're so warped and out of whack that it's just not worth using that. It's terrible. I mean, I don't recommend doing that for anybody. I've seen on some of the reviews on Amazon where, you know, some people have had pretty good luck with it. You know, awesome, fantastic, happy for you. I think they're junk. I'm not going to use them. I'm going to try to get a refund, but if not, what's it hurt? You know, it's worth a shot. But so I'll be ordering a new cowl panel this week to replace the junk one and the new junk one. So you notice that we was having trouble getting the car to idle. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not, but I did adjust the idle. This was basically adjusted flat, not flat, flush, whatever. Anyway, so I adjusted this out a little bit, which may be a little higher than I'd like it because, you know, a real low idle with a cam sounds awesome, but any lower than that, it dies. Right now it runs very smooth. You can rev it up and it drops back down and doesn't die. You still hear the lope. Very happy with that. I didn't end up going with a VMP tune. I don't know. I just didn't have a good feeling about it after a while. So I did go with Brenspeed. I don't know how many of you have heard of Brenspeed, but they're out of northern Indiana. But I've heard good things about them. Affordable price. They will do email tunes for cams, ported heads, that kind of thing. whereas most people will not, and I can understand why. You know, cams are hard to tune for, heads are hard to tune for, but they will do it. And in all honesty, it's my only option until I can drive the car to a dyno tuner, which I looked it up. The closest one to me that I'd be willing to take it to is about four hours away or so. So that's quite a bit of a drive. I don't want to tow it. So email tune it was. Happy with it so far. Obviously I haven't driven it yet. Maybe, you know, by the end of this weekend. I do plan to have 2 videos out this weekend. By the end of this weekend, maybe we'll get the car out complete and drive it. I expect it to be a good time. I do have my Hurst shifter to put in. That's going to be fun. I am going to work on the fenders a little bit more for this episode. See how far we get. So I do think that gap is okay. It's a little bit farther out there, a little bit too far in there. I think I can adjust that, but let's go to the other side. Got the passenger side. I didn't record it because it's boring. Got the passenger side gap. As you can see, it obviously needs painted, but the gap looks okay. It gets a little wide here in the center. I think the biggest reason for that is this has been, from the accident, I don't know what they did here, but it's behind that's just full of body filler. Either way, I'm fairly happy with it. I'm ready to get the rest of the body panels on. On the front bumper support here, obviously I got the push pins. I just put a couple zip ties around each side. I've seen guys put duct tape. Some guys don't even run them, but I wanted them, so here they are. I do have the new radiator cover. I just set that down. I'm getting ready to put some new push pins in that. I just realized I don't have a hood support or a hood strap or whatever they're called. I don't have it. I gotta pick one up. Looks like we're about ready for the bumper. I think I'm gonna throw the bumper on it. Let's do it. So, bumper's on, headlights are hideous, but yeah, very happy with this progress. I do have the Mach 1 grill delete kit. It was supposed to be here today, but I guess it got pushed back to Monday, according to the tracking. So Monday's video, I should say, we will be putting in the grill delete, the Hurst shifter, buttoning up the hood, few other odds and ends, clean it up, take it for a spin, and figure out where we're going to go after that. So plenty of stuff yet to come. God, I can't wait to get this paint work done. I mean, it's gross. That fender is terrible. The door is terrible. Hood obviously has never been painted. I'm hoping to do a little bit of polishing, detailing, that kind of good stuff on the rest of the body work, because in all honesty, this side of the car overall looks really good. The trunk looks good, the wing looks good, the bumper looks good. The only real issues is obviously this fender, this door, this trim piece up here, and then there's the real main issue. But we'll be fixing that. That's not actually as bad as I had thought it was when I first seen rust. That is purely surface. It doesn't go any deeper than that. Other than that though, the rear quarter looks good. So I'm hoping that we can just do a little bit of paint work up on here and blend it in using this body line here. So not too much left to do until I'm fairly happy with driving the car on a daily basis, but either way, it's been a long, hot day. I'm gonna be very glad to get home, get a shower. Car sounds good, car's starting to look good. We're gonna have it driving this weekend. Monday's upload, we'll be taking for a spin. Do some donuts, burnouts, all that good stuff. We will be really able to tell if that tune is worth the money that it costs. But If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, I greatly encourage you to do so. Stay tuned for the next video, because like I said, there's tons of good stuff coming. Until next time.